Good evening, class. My name is Ethan Kovori, and today I'll be doing a presentation on the SWOT analysis on electric planes. So first, we'll be starting with the strength of electric planes. Electric planes are better for the environment than turbofan engines, as they don't cause any pollution or emit any gas or any emissions. There are less components needed in an electric drivetrain, just energy storage, aka the battery, power electronics, avionics, the distribution buses, basically your inverters and all that, and your cooling systems, basically a fan to keep the motors and the battery cool. Now there's a little noise pollution with electric drivetrain, as like I said, there's no combustion or anything like that, just electric generation. But powertrain are also more efficient, as in they are 90% more efficient compared to 55% efficient for turbofan engines. Now, size of the electric motors are still being developing. However, researchers are claiming that these electric motors can be smaller and less complex than turbofan engines, which is better for plane aerodynamics. However, it's still in the process of being developed. Weakness around electric planes. Now, one huge thing about electric planes or electric drivetrain in general is batteries. Batteries are the biggest holdback within electric planes, as they're still big, clunky, and heavy. With that causes heaviness and weight graduation, basically more weight on the aircraft. And that will greatly affect range and also capabilities of hauling people, cargo on aircraft. However, still being developed, and we're far away from developing high-class batteries that are less heavy and more efficient. Also, another thing is charging. Charging batteries take a good amount of time compared to filling up a fuel cell, and this can also cost time for airlines, which is the last thing airlines need to sacrifice. And the last thing, electrification is also really expensive, especially building electric planes. You gotta account for battery production, motor production, all the components, as they're pretty expensive and still cost a lot of money to build due to mining and also the minerals needed for those components. Now, while that may be bad things about electric planes, however, it's still getting there, and we're still getting better day after day with electrifying and coming up with new technologies and innovations. As there's many entities like U.S. Department of Energy and many research funds that are going into these battery research to combat climate change and electrifying planes. And also many airports are taking steps to adapting electrification, as introducing terminals with electric stalls and to help aircrafts that are electric to charge before they continue operations. Now, with that being said, it's not all peaches and roses, as there's still hurdles in the road with electric innovation. There are still many economical and political challenges that persist, as there are many governments that don't want to, contribute to the electric fund or fund these research and development, and basically conflicting interests within the main goal of having electric planes, i.e. climate change and all that. Another challenge is economically. At the end of the day, like I just said, electrification is expensive, and so many entities, many bodies don't want to spend all the money to electrify every airport, every fleet, as it will be way expensive and it will just not be cost efficient nor cost effective. And that's not also including new certifications for electric planes, as they are a whole different beast, a different breed. So a program designed to get pilots trained in electric planes will have to suffice. And here are my references.